Welcome back to another episode of For What It's Worth. We were just talking. We haven't even had that many episodes, but I believe this is the third one. We're gonna rock with the third one, and we got some NFL slate. Actually, just one topic. But before we even jump into that, how's everyone's day going?
No, pretty fantastic. I can't lie. It's been a pretty lazy Sunday, but the lazy Sundays they do the best for me.
Yeah,
Brian?
haven't done much. Haven't done much today. Watched some movies, just relaxed on the couch, did a little bit of homework. Yep,
What
that's
movies?
about it. We watched an Infinity War earlier and Grown Ups too. So
Okay, yeah, that's like the
That's
nice
a,
balance.
that's
there,
a good
you know?
back to back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's great balance right there. Eric, what'd you do today?
I also watched the movies with them, and then I played some video games.
All
That's
right.
about
What game is taking up your time right now?
Where I played Madden, and then I've been playing
Okay.
Siege.
Copper
All right,
one.
cool.
I'm plat 5. Don't disrespect.
Oh, all right. Hey, let me back off here. Well, as you can tell, I guess if you're watching, if you're listening, you can. But we all got jerseys on. Ty kind of started this trend here for this episode, so we're gonna be rocking the jerseys. And sadly, though, we're not talking NBA guys. We're talking some NFL, and with the combine and the draft in the horizon here. We got some trade talks here, and we got Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears. So the question is, should the Bears trade away Justin Fields and go after Caleb Williams? Now, recent reports have been from Sports Illustrated, Albert Breer. He said he believes a trade framework could be in place sometime soon. And I think the best return on a trade is right now. You get a team to buy early instead of waiting for free agency, and then you have other competition going with you. I just want to get your guys' thought on this because I do think they need to move on from Justin Fields. So I guess let's start there. Do you believe there's a need to move on from Justin Fields? Ty, I'll let you start.
I don't think there's a need. I think at this point it's kind of I have to. Justin Fields he's not a bad quarterback. He's someone that has a lot of potential, but I think that you can't pass up on having the number one pick and not taking a quarterback 2 times in a row. I get 1 time. Okay, 1 time, yeah, but 2 times, I would not. That would not be sound advice, regardless of who the quarterback is coming up, especially with someone that's supposed to be generational.
Well, yeah, and some of that's getting comparisons to the one and only Patrick Mahomes. Brian, do you think that the Bears need to move on from Justin Fields?
I don't think they should, but I know they're going to. I think
Okay.
that like you said, the trade talks are happening. I mean, I didn't think he played very bad last year. They went, I think, 7-10, and them being in the NFC, they win 2 more games. They're 9-8. They could get into the playoffs. Justin Fields still has a long way to come, but
A long ways.
I think of what they did last year. They went out, they got DJ Moore, they got other guys. They're actually trying to give him pieces around him. So if you go out and you don't trade him, you keep him and you draft Marvin Harrison at 3, things could be different, look a lot different next year when you have another weapon, just like a generational wide receiver too at that point, maybe. And not obviously, Caleb Williams level, but I don't know. So I wouldn't get rid of him though.
Well, I'll get to that. Your talk about he hasn't played that bad. I got some stats in here that might change your mind. And Eric, do you think that the Bears need to move on from Justin Fields?
If I were the Bears, I don't think I'm ready to move on from Justin Fields, but I mean, it wouldn't be terrible, from a franchise standpoint, to get a high round pick and kind of re-gamble with Caleb Williams in a sense. But
go ahead.
I don't think Caleb Williams is going to be good in the NFL. So,
yeah, well, because I was just going to ask you, because while you were talking, it made me think of something. Is there any chance at all, any chance remotely, that you take Marvin Harrison, with that third or that first pick, and then in the 9th pick, you maybe go for a quarterback that maybe you could get in a later round, but their next pick isn't until the 3rd round, I believe, or late 2nd. So you don't try a different quarterback like May or McCarthy or anyone?
I think May's going to be gone before the 9th pick, and also I think McCarthy is not going to be good also.
Okay. I mean, I don't think you personally do that, but Ty, I saw you shaking your head no.
Yeah.
That is go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say. I mean, that's. I guess that's a move but I
Yeah.
don't think it's smart.
No, I think if you make that move, you fully do not trust Justin Fields, and I don't. Is the risk bigger than the reward in that scenario? I don't know. Ty, what do you think there's any chance they would do that and just try to get a quarterback?
That is a fireable offense. If I was the owner and you did that, you would be fired immediately. I don't. Why would you take? But... No, that doesn't make sense to me. There's no way that with the first overall pick, you don't take a quarterback. That is just what you have to do. I mean, especially with this draft class, I think if I was in the situation, first off, I'm taking a quarterback with the first pick, Caleb Williams, and with the 9th pick, I'm trying to trade up to take the 3rd pick to get Marvin Harrison. I'm not taking the 9th pick. I'm trying to trade up. I'll probably trade whatever I have to. Yeah, I'll take that exactly and give me 2 players that I know that are at least good. One of those 2 will be generational. There's no way you draft 2 of those players and both of them suck.
Yeah, one of them has to be generational. I guess the only way that scenario would work is if you trade away that first pick for something and then maybe use that later pick for a quarterback, but you would have to get something crazy out of that first pick. I don't think they do it, Ty, but I do agree with you that they try to trade up with that 9th pick. You get Williams with that first, and then with that one that you moved up with, you get Marvin Harrison Jr. Brian, how you think that's a good idea?
I mean, that's a good, that's if they can somehow pull that off and get away with that, I mean, that would be fantastic for Chicago. But like Ty said earlier, like I don't think they're gonna try and take another quarterback like at 9 if they stay with Justin Fields. Like if you want a quarterback out of this draft, you got to go for Caleb Williams. Now, will he be good? Who knows? But if you're gonna draft a quarterback and you want whoever you can have, you want Caleb Williams out of this draft. So if you don't try to trade up and you're not going to take like McCarthy or Bo Nix or whoever would be available at 9, you're not going to do that.
Okay, yeah. So so you guys just think it's either Caleb Williams, like Erik and Brian. You think it's either Caleb Williams or you stick with Fields?
Yes, pretty much.
Okay, Ty, are you on that same boat? Or you think just you go Caleb Williams no matter what?
If I had to rank the 3 quarterbacks that are technically in their choice, Caleb Williams, Drake May, then Justin Fields.
That's crazy.
That is a little crazy. But
I like Justin Fields though. I would rather have a rookie quarterback. Drake May's gonna be.
Justin Fields has been in the league for 2 years.
3 years.
I like Justin Fields.
3 years,
I like Justin Fields. I like him.
No, he seems like a very nice. Okay.
Hey, it's time to move something.
Somebody
has to be the scapegoat. Somebody has to be the scapegoat.
Well,
you can't just lose. You can't lose and get away with it for free.
Okay, but he's not getting away for free. He's got people like you dogging on him, and other people are dogging on him too. So that's why they want to trade him, because people are dogging on him.
Well, here's why they want to trade him too. Hasn't made the playoffs. He hasn't made the playoffs.
I realize that.
He hasn't had a winning record. He has 40 career touchdowns and 30 picks. 30.
I mean, he's playing down all the time.
You know, I say QB should get 3 to 4 years to prove yourself. He's gotten his 3. It's not working. 40 touchdowns, 30 picks. Not a winning. Okay, so here's the question then. It really comes down to, do you believe Williams is a better option at quarterback? Does the team get worse if you pick Williams? No, it's not like Fields made a playoff and Williams has to worry about that making a playoff soon. No, Fields never did it. Fields never even had a team with a winning record. Williams is going in there with no pressure in my mind. Why not take Williams at 1? It's not going to get worse in Chicago.
Facts. True. You only get better. Literally, like the bar for Caleb Williams.
No, if anything, you stay the same.
It's easy.
If anything, you stay the same, and
easily
you don't lose anything. I mean, yeah, it sucks. You took you had the pick and it didn't turn out, or the number 1 pick and it didn't turn out. Yeah, that aspect sucks of it, but it's not like you traded up for that number 1 pick in that draft, or you had to trade. It was there. It was there.
Yeah, you just hope that if they do trade Justin Fields, he doesn't just prove everybody wrong and goes crazy wherever he goes. I think I saw Pittsburgh is the favorite or something like that, or Atlanta maybe. You know,
if he went to the Atlanta, I would be scared. But Pittsburgh, no, it doesn't.
Throw the ball to Drake London. That'd be great.
I was looking at just for comparison.
Yeah.
Josh Allen's first 3 seasons, he had 16 fumbles, and his first 3 seasons, he had 20, to 31 interceptions.
Yeah.
What was his team's records?
His first 3 years.
Yeah, no, like actually, like I'm wondering if you have that ready, like quickly.
I don't think
guess
they
I
were
can
that.
look up too.
I don't think they were that good.
Yeah, but were they winning records? Is what I'm trying to get at.
I
I don't
guarantee you
think
they're
so, because
better than
that
the
like
Bears.
when Josh Allen first came in, I think Brady was
Oh,
still
maybe.
there, right?
They were 6
Yeah.
and 10 in 2018.
Okay, that was his first year.
Yeah.
Second year,
First.
what was his? We're all learning something here today. I like this. This is what we need on this podcast.
There we go. This is gonna be off.
And Fields didn't start
10-6
right
in
away year one,
2019.
right? He like
Say that.
Yeah, he
hold
got
on.
progressed into it.
flipped
He started in the middle. He got it in the middle of the year.
What'd you say, Eric?
10-6 in 2019, which would be his second year, and then 13-3 their last
Okay,
year.
there we go. Yeah.
His,
So
his
see,
third season.
yep. So right there already, they're just
But he had.
monumentally better.
When did Diggs get to Buffalo?
when he in 2019, I'm pretty sure when they went to
Okay.
10-6. Because I saw
Okay.
something the other day. He thanks Stephon Diggs for making his career so much better from what it is right now.
The
Minnesota
Bears,
Miracle was
the
what,
Bears tried to
2018?
do that with DJ Moore, but
like
DJ
they
Moore
tried.
is not comparable to Stephon
he's
Diggs.
not
It's not
Diggs,
the
but they
same. It's
tried.
not the
They
same.
tried
That's
though.
insane.
They tried
Maryland
though.
boys, by the way.
Are we saying he's that bad of a receiver though? He's not that bad of a receiver. Come on now.
No, but he's not Stephon Diggs
No,
level.
he's
Like,
not Stephon Diggs, but I
but
mean,
okay,
Mahomes
you know,
doesn't have a Stephon Diggs, and he's fine.
okay. Well,
Mahomes don't have a DJ
he
Moore.
has Travis Kelce though.
Mahomes doesn't even have a DJ. What are you talking about,
Yeah.
man?
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just pointing it out. Stephon Diggs is a top 5 wide receiver in the league right now. Maybe
Mhm.
depending on who you talk. Maybe not at the end of the year, but he was going into it. And DJ Moore is probably I don't know top 20 maybe.
Nah,
So-
Stephon Diggs is like that. I played somebody that had him in Madden today.
He's actually like that, especially in Madden. It's crazy. Is there any? We've been talking about like, oh, go get a receiver, go get some help. Have we? Any of us thought maybe getting an offensive tackle, protect
For
Williams?
the Bears.
Yeah.
Well,
for
they
the Bears.
drafted what's his name, Darnell Wright last year, which I don't know how well he did, but they drafted him at 10. Should have taken Jalen Carter, but that's irrelevant. So, but I mean,
Yeah,
they're trying to. I don't know who else is on their line really. So
Nah, you know that meme with Joe Burrow was like, can Joe Burrow throw it to Jamar Chase or should Sewell block for him? No, just get the person you can throw the ball to, man. Just make it simple. Just make it simple. Go grab somebody who could literally make a play.
Okay, here's another thing I have to ask you guys because I was reading up on some stuff, and it's been cited by some NFL quarterbacks that Caleb Williams has played shotgun in college, like like that's all he knows. Bears do stuff under center. That transitions hard. I don't know if the Bears are willing to completely abandon going under center, and they said that for quarterbacks that actually takes some time to get used to. Does that hinder Williams's ability or his projection, I guess, because it might take a year or two to get used to something like that.
I pray
So
that the Bears change their ways for Caleb Williams. If they make him do
it's hard for
whatever they
teams
were
to do
doing
that.
before, what type of pride did the Bears have? What type of I mean, I guess they're a historic franchise.
but that becomes
like,
a project at that point.
in-
and if
in my
two
lifetime,
more years
that-
down the drain.
People
it
told
doesn't
me
work
that
out.
Lamar Jackson was a project at one point. I don't care about that project stuff. You can get an A on a project or you can get an F. It just depends on how good you are. If you're really like that, your project will be good. If you suck, your project will be bad. Like the Browns, they've had 50 bad projects in a row.
Yeah, they got some bad products. Deshaun Watson's their latest bad product.
Yeah, paying him all that money.
Yeah, well, and too, Ty, like
And
you were talking
and
about,
taking the risk on him.
Yeah, well, we were all talking, I should say, about getting Harrison and Williams together. Obviously, at some point, let's say they both pan out like you want. You can't. I don't know if they could pay them both like that. You know what I mean? Like you're taking a risk of with two superstars becoming superstars to where you would have to pay them superstar money.
That's like having like two supermodels fall in love with you. You'll be all right.
You would, but what if one wants to get married, and then it's like, oh, if I marry her, I can't be with this one anymore, like
It's better than
You're
the
on the
problem
weekends. I don't
of
know.
yeah. It's better than the problem.
on the weekends.
People pray to
You'll
have
find a way to figure it out or work it out.
But what I'm saying is, or you could get an offensive tackle that's actually fairly or really good, wouldn't require as much money, and then you have someone that could be a staple on the line, plus you have a generational or at least a franchise quarterback, and you're not spending as much money. I get the whole 2 supermodels. Yeah, that's a great fantasy. Yeah, obviously everyone wants that. But if I could save a little bit of money and maybe, hit free agency for another receiver and have a good solid line and have a good quarterback, why not? It's all risk, obviously, but like, does that cross any of your guys' mind? Like, maybe actually that might be the better route.
I think that when we talk about great teams, great legacies, we always talk about duos. The duo is never, oh, that quarterback and his great tackle. It's his quarterback and his receiver. Pat Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tom Brady, Gronk, Diggs, Allen, Burrow, Chase,
Okay.
Harrison Williams. It has to be. Your tackle will never be the guy that's like, man, we won the Super Bowl because of him. He'll be a part, but that will never be like he won't be the first 2 guys you list off.
Yeah,
So,
he's right.
Okay, Eric, in your mind, to be a great quarterback like that, you need a sidekick, a good duo like that, or you think, if they did go an offensive lineman, they'd be fine.
I mean, just based off of all the examples that Ty just did, I mean, there's every great quarterback is gonna have like a number 1 guy, whether So I think they definitely need to have someone that he can rely on when it's time.
Yeah,
Good is that time.
When is that time?
When it's that time.
All right, I think my last point that I want to bring up about this topic is, do we believe Caleb Williams, on the off-field stuff, now that he's come out and said, I never said I didn't want to play for the Bears, this, that, okay, whatever. But all this outside noise, off-season noise, whatever you want to call it, his whole, I'm not going to have an agent, his whole, like, this is how I want to structure my contracts, this and that. Do you think people might view him as he thinks he's better than everyone when he gets to Chicago and tries to lead a locker room, or do you think he can win over a locker room right away? Especially after, like, you lose Fields. So you would lose Fields, who's been the leader or the guy for 3 years. Now you got to accept this young kid who, no agent, wants his contract structured like this. There's rumors he didn't even want to be a part of the team. Do you believe that's going to follow him to Chicago, or he'll be able to lead a locker room? Brian, I'll let you take this one to start.
I mean, he's definitely capable to lead a locker room. It's just gonna matter if you probably want him to come in with that energy. You want him to show that he's here. I'm ready to commit to this team. But if you act all macho, and you don't and you're still seeing the same thing over and over again that you could have had that Fields was doing, then maybe you start to wonder, all right, did we make the right call? And then you lose people in the locker room. I would have rather trusted Fields or somebody else. Now we got this guy who's young. He's acting stupid and all that, and he needs to grow up. You can definitely lose the locker room instantly just from doing stuff like that.
Yeah, no, Tyrone, what do you think?
I think it just boils down to how well you play. It doesn't really matter who you are. People on your team will like you if you ball out. I promise you. Like if he comes out and he balls out, everybody will love him. If he doesn't play good, people won't advocate for him. It doesn't matter. Like he could be like, I guess not a good teammate, but if he balled out and put up the stats, none of his teammates would care because they're winning. Like it doesn't really matter. I think in sports, like if you're good, it takes away all of like like being a bad teammate. That doesn't exist if you're really, 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 really good. Because you ball out.
Yep. Eric.
If he doesn't, like kind of what Ty said, like if they, especially like let's paint the picture just for like hypotheticals. If like most of the Bears wanted Fields to stay, and then he leaves, and then Caleb Williams comes in, and he's just like just arrogant and all this stuff. They're just gonna be mad. So that's not gonna help if those two factors are like true, for example, then that won't play out. But if he comes in and he's like, I'm ready to get to work, then they're gonna respect him, obviously.
Yeah, and I would have to imagine there had to be some kind of talk, right, with players. But I guess I don't know how that business is conducted without Fields finding out, but you have to get some kind of opinion or word from players if they're ready to move on from a guy like that, because whoever is your quarterback, they are viewed as a leader or the main guy. Whether it's vocal, whether they're good or not, at some point you are the quarterback. Like that's just your job. And so yeah, that's a good point. If the players wanted Fields to stay and they move on because the organization thinks it's in the best interest, then yeah, it might be harder to win that locker room. But if the players are ready for something new, I think they can accept him. But yeah, I think, and I'm not saying he is all hacho, mancho, all this and that. I'm just saying, you heard stuff in the offseason. We all did. So we'll just see how I think he'll be fine, but we'll just see it. Sometimes that fame can get to you quick. So, all right. So, final thoughts on this. I'll start. Bears need to go with Williams, first pick, and then try to trade up for Marvin Harrison Jr. I think that is the best interest for the Bears. Ty, final thoughts on it.
I completely agree with you, and I hope that does happen for the Bears. But I would say this: I know that next year there's going to be a lot of Caleb Williams versus C.J. Stroud comparisons. I don't think his rookie year is going to be as good as C.J.'s, but I think he'll still be good.
Ooh, okay. I agree. I don't think it will either. Okay. Bryan, what do you think? Final thoughts on this topic?
I think that the Bears should keep Justin Fields, draft Marvin Harrison 3, whatever. If you want to trade up and try to get somebody else with the 9th pick, or draft a tackle or anything else, whatever else they need, that I think they should do that. But if they do decide to trade Justin Fields, Atlanta would be really cool to watch him on. So I would like him at least to go to a good team that would be exciting to watch. So preferably Atlanta.
All right, and let's say they do keep him. What's a reasonable time frame for that? Like, you give him another 2 years, you give him a year, 3?
I would probably give him at least. I would say probably 2 years max. At least I think he deserves at least one more year. Yeah, so probably 5 years. Once it comes total, if you get the contract, yeah.
Okay.
So.
And Erik, final thoughts?
I think the only two options is to keep Justin Fields, draft Marvin Harrison, or what you said is draft Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison. So either way, Marvin Harrison should get to the Bears if they want some stuff to start happening.
All right. Well, hey, I like that one because we had different opinions, kind of split panel here today. So that was fun. That was episode 3, I believe. I still didn't officially check, but we're gonna run with it. That was episode 3. For what it's worth, we had Erik, Bryan, and Ty join us, and we hope to see you guys soon. Peace out.
Deuces.